Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones setups for today. So, I said this yesterday that this is looking a little bit more bearish than what the other indexes are looking, and we have put this level in. It's not an exact science, and I think it'd probably be wise to just pick a general level in amongst all this chaos, which would be around 38,795, and probably should make that 38,800. If I can just see where there's structure there, I think, yeah, 38,800 is the level that we found over the last couple of weeks that was being rejected. Then we broke through it, we tried to find support, we formed this flag, and we've had a fairly solid break to the downside this week, which verified that flag. We had a little bit of a retest of that flag on the lower time frames, and that was earlier in the week, and we dropped. Now, we had a bit of a short-term rally, but that to me looks like it was just to come and test the break of 38,800, and we've now kind of got an inside bar rejection off there. Oscillators are gripping to the downside on the 8th hour, so there's a bit of an indication that that's not going to be falling. But if you look at this on the daily, we had a strong bearish bar on Tuesday yesterday. Now, this is a bullish candlestick, just by the way, so it's an inside bar. We attempted to get going, and typically you're looking for follow through. So the lows of yesterday are very, very important. Look at the oscillators. They have crossed over and they are pointing to the downside. So when you come back here to the 8th hour, the macro view, or the long-term view, should I rather say, is cross over the moving averages, ranging, strong move down, break the lows of yesterday. We should see further movement to the downside. We've got quite a bit of data coming out, and obviously the Feds didn't cheer up the market last night. I didn't listen, I didn't look, so not sure what was said or not said, but looking at the 3-hour crossover of all the moving averages, this is starting to look bearish. So there is structure all over the place, which is typical of a trend reversal. So you need to pay attention to that. Now there's a gap here. So let's just get down to the hour. I just want to see what the actual price action of yesterday was, because there was a strong move up. Yep, there it was. We were below the moving averages. Nice rejection of the 150. And to be honest, I wasn't watching this. I was preoccupied. That would have been a fairly decent entry. I can actually just push it a little bit higher. Let's just put the zone in. I think that's going to be the wisest decision. Let's lock that zone in. We'll look at it now in the 50-minute. But there was a fairly decent entry there. So strong move down, pullback. More than likely, if you put a Fibonacci on this, you'll see that this is in the Fibonacci zone as well, where the rejection was. And if you look at this on the 15-minute, strong move up, big rejection, another move up, lots of confusion here. But you can see it's because you're above the moving averages, so you would have traded long again here because you're with kind of a bull trend. And then we have the rejection. So on the higher time frames, this was the zone that you wanted. And look here, inside bar didn't drop below the tail of the inside bar, so that trade did not trigger. Then you had this pin bar rejection, and the next bar dropped below it there. So your entry was here, your stop was up here. That is 89 points risk, which would have got you going to the downside. And probably something that would be worthwhile holding on to for now. Anyway, let's just adjust some of these levels. I want to pick up this zone. There's a fairly clear zone here that we need to pay attention to. So 38,700, nice round number. 38,700 is what you're looking for. And it does look like we have an opportunity for a potential short to brew. I'm not 100% convinced. There's no, there is this kind of a start of a trend, and the start of the trends are always difficult, especially there. But when we look at it on the 3-hour, it's clear as mud, isn't it? We've got this massive rejection area here, and we're expecting something, but we've got a massive area of support below us. So this 38,470 is almost, I won't say it's the ultimate low, but because there's so much more down here, and I'm not going to put all these levels in, but every single one of these tails to the left of price is definitely something which you need to pay attention to. So range, look at it on the 8-hour, massive zone of support here. So it's going to take quite a bit of effort to get through there. So it's either a range or we are looking for a bigger move down. So crossover on the moving averages on the 8-hour is, for me, a telltale sign. So we've got basically crossover on all the moving averages at the moment. So I am leaning towards looking for shorts on 38,700. It's going to have to be a decent setup, not something like this, where you've got bars closing above it and under it and things. I want a decent rejection dead on that level. So I want ideally a pin bar rejection off that. That would give me the confidence to jump in. And I would jump in, but really paying very close attention to my levels. So this would be a huge level as well, 38,581. So yeah, so long as I can get 100 points, that's not even 100 points, so not really a decent setup, but so long as I can get a minimum of 100 points, I think is what I'd be looking for. If I can't do that, then I'll probably just sit back and wait for it further. But yeah, hour is bearish, 3-hour is definitely bearish. We haven't had a decent rejection of the 150, so that's why I say this zone here at 38,700, and then probably wherever this is going to end up, 38,750. So those are the two areas that I'd definitely be paying attention to for another opportunity short. And you'd be wise to be on the higher time frames. The 15 minutes and lower is going to get you too much noise. So I would really look at something different. And lastly, before we close, V reversals are rare, right? So down, up, that was a V reversal. This could turn out to be a higher low. So in other words, it's going to come back up, but I think it'll bounce around here because we're below the moving averages. But if it does get back above, we can start with this one, 38,800, and build a base there, then you're looking for price to continue moving up. Okay, so yeah, pay very close attention to it. I think it's going to take a lot of effort to get going to the upside, especially with all the moving averages crossing over now. So I think fortune favors a brave, and I think the brave trade is to look for a rejection for a short opportunity, and that is at 38,700. Make sure you have a stop in, please. Don't drop comments that you're holding a trade without a stop. It just is silly. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.